issues. The perfect capitalist setup, you're going to have issues because, well, there's always two reasons, right? Either one reason is that individuals are just not mentally capable of taking care of themselves. That, and in some areas, we take care of our poor better than, or are incapable better than others. And the second reason is that the human being, although I believe humans are innately good, there are humans that are innately lazy. And no matter what system they're in, they will suffer and they will starve and they will rely on society to take care of them. That's not the majority, but it's always out there. Pope Francis talks about, and I'm not sure which encyclical or what book exactly, because I don't have his Father Maxime's brain.
Thank God for that.
I know. Imagine a guy like me making cash on being a star. This guy in the dare is scary. So Pope Francis, he really is pro-poor and simple, but he also does acknowledge that capitalism is necessary because the entrepreneur builds the bakery to employ the worker to feed the poor, right? And that worker does earn income to educate their kids and so on and so forth. So yes, in a capitalist society, let's say like North America, over the last few hundred years, you're going to have problems. But if you look at any communist regime or really a socialist country, the poor are actually worse off than in a capitalist society. So capitalism as a vocation really is at the basis, in my opinion, of what the Catholic Church strives for. And this is a very general observation. What happens if you go back thousands of years, there was business people who created a free market in order to run their village or do whatever they had to do. So capitalism is at the heart of everything. It was pointed out to me a few days ago that as human beings, we should be able to be free to kind of do whatever we want. Innately, we are good, but we need structure and laws and rules to be able to run our lives. And capitalism really needs its friend, which is regulation. There is a certain amount of regulation for capitalism to truly work because the individual on his own in an island will be perfect. But you add a friend, and now we have problems, and we need some kind of rules and regulations to be able to create structure. So at its purest form, capitalism is there to help society. But as Father Maxim pointed out, there is greed and there are all these other things that come with it. What I feel is sad is that I think that the entrepreneur, unless he's just a bad person or she's a bad person, when they go out into business or to create a society or get into government, they truly have good intentions. But as I pointed out in my first 7 minutes, that when you are involved in the free market and then you get banks involved and interest, and I don't know if Professor Lowry does that course anymore, he talks about how money is created out of nothing and that the whole banking system is actually invented. And the money doesn't really exist and neither does the interest. Well, when this comes into play, then greed comes into play. And those individuals create that capitalism could potentially become a very evil thing. So going back to what the whole purpose of